So, first of all, we are so excited to have all of you join us today and be able to talk about some of the compensation plan updates that corporate has been working on. For some of you, you already may have heard about these changes, or maybe you've heard them in full, or maybe you've heard portions of them, or maybe this is your first time you hearing about them. Regardless, we want to welcome you, and this is just the first of a series of calls for the compensation plan. So we will have many more calls to come. But I just wanted to let you know that because, sometimes when you're hearing these things for the first time, it can take some time to get your brain wrapped around it. For most of you, we've been so familiar with the current compensation plan. We've had our compensation plan for the last 15 or 16, 17 years. And, we get so used to the way how things are. And so any change to that it takes a little bit to figure out what it means and how this applies to the team, how to duplicate that, and how to really maximize it. So, if on this call there's anything where you're like, I don't fully grasp that, don't stress it. That's totally fine. We'll have plenty of more opportunities for you to join us and talk with us. And we are always happy to jump on one-on-one calls as well and answer any questions that you have. So we just wanted you to be aware of that. We've invited you to join this call, and as corporate, we'll continue to introduce this to the new ranks. I plan to eventually expand this to all our leaders on our team. And as we go along, we invite you to get really comfortable so that you can share this content with your team as well. So we hope that you can leave with resources and you can feel empowered to share this with your team. I will talk about this a little bit more. First, I want to talk a little bit about some of the reasons for these changes, because this is something that doTERRA are not doing out of reactivity. It's not something out of any form of desperation or any concern. doTERRA is on very solid ground financially. doTERRA had the strongest Q4 since 2022. They are up 9% in new silvers in Q4 and 23% in new diamonds. They have more cash on hand since 2022, the most cash invested back into the business since 2022, and the highest operating income since 2022. So the company is in a great spot. So these changes are made with opportunity in mind and to poise us to be ready to catch another level of amazing growth. Michael Sterling, the general manager of Canada, has been heavily involved within these compensation plan updates. They had a core team put together who were in charge of working with experts in the field and outside of the field to be able to put together these changes and work with the leaders and get feedback and make adjustments. So he is one of our top comp plan experts, and I am really excited to share the information he gave us.
So let's go over these updates to the doTERRA's compensation plan. So first of all, again, thank you so much for joining us today. As John Jensen pointed out, this is an opportunity for you as our top leaders in doTERRA to be aware of what is coming down the pipe a little bit early. So I hope that you'll use this time to be able to make sure that you fully understand and you know what's going on, and you have clarity before sharing the changes with everyone else around you. Let's make sure over the next few weeks that you're feeling really good about the changes. So as we go through this today, I hope that you'll receive clarity and that you'll feel like it clicks and it all makes sense. If it doesn't, that's okay. Sometimes it takes a few times, and we will, a little bit later, be talking with all of you about subsequent opportunities to learn and to hear more and ask more questions. So with that, let's go ahead and dive in. Why is doTERRA making changes to our compensation plan? Though this is a question that I get quite a bit. Because we have an incredible compensation plan. It has served us well for 16 plus years. It is an amazing, amazing plan in what it's been able to do for so many people around the globe. Now, as doTERRA is looking to make these updates, we are innovating for the future. We know that the world today looks very different than it did in 2008. And we want to make sure that these gifts of the earth that we're sharing with everyone, the opportunity for financial freedom that people experience with doTERRA, that all of these things continue in a strong way for the next 20, 30, 40, 50 years. And so what you'll see with these adjustments is doTERRA really positioning ourselves to be the leader in a new era of direct sales. in a time when you're seeing other people, other direct sales companies that might be floundering a little bit. doTERRA is not. Like John Jensen said, we are strong, we are healthy. We have founders that have helped make decisions to keep us financially stable through thick and thin. We are so grateful for the way that they have taken a conservative approach financially and leading the company forward. And that gives us so much strength to be able to pivot now and prepare for the future and to be that answer for so many people that are out there looking for another stream of income. We live in this gig economy where everybody would like to have multiple streams of income, and doTERRA can be that answer for so many people. And you can do it by sharing products that you love and that make a difference in health and wellness of people around you. So that was primarily what we're looking at. As we went in, we had some sub-goals that we were trying to achieve as well. One is that we wanted to pay more to our early active builders. When somebody's just getting started with doTERRA, we want them to make more with us when they've been working for that first 6 months so that they see enough that, oh my goodness, this makes sense. I'm going to keep going. And they continue to share and to build the business. So more to our early active builders. We also wanted to address some pain points that we recognized over the years to make our comp plan a little more smooth so that our wellness advocates can just focus on sharing the products and the comp plan works for them in the background. As much as possible, that's what we wanted to be for all of you. So we really worked to address that. We also looked at places in the comp plan where there were some inefficiencies where we could be better at paying the people that are generating activity for the company. So now, with all of that, I'm going to go ahead and dive in now, and we're going to start with this very important point that doTERRA pays 48% of commissionable volume. Now, for those who don't understand maybe what that means, this is huge. The average in our industry is 40% or maybe a little less than that. doTERRA is one of the top paying companies out there, and we're committed to that way. So as I walk through some of these changes that we're making, please be aware that where you see volume moving, it's critical to understand that doTERRA is still paying 48% of commissionable volume. Oh, and I'll be very clear to help you understand where you see volume shifting from one place to another. You all need to be 100% clear on where it's going and why, so that then, as you get questions in the future when we launch, you know how to answer it really clearly. So the first place that you're going to see volume moving, this is with our first level of Unilevel. So on the first level of Unilevel, we pay 2%. And doTERRA is in kind of a unique position because unlike most Unilevel plans, we pay the lowest percentage at the top and the highest percentage deeper down. So that means that we're paying you the highest percentage where you likely have the most people and the lowest percentage where you likely have the fewest. And as we looked at the numbers, we're paying an average of $7 to $10 per person for that first level Unilevel for thousands and thousands of people. And what we determined was we can be more efficient with that 2%. There's a lot more that we can do than just pay people $7 to $10. So we're going to be moving that 2% from Unilevel to create a power of 3 boost bonus. And that power of 3 boost bonus, we'll talk about a little bit later in the training, but I want you to know right now where that 2% is going. It's going straight to the fund, this power of 3 boost bonus. Now, what this will do is it'll make it so that people who have 500 in rewards volume on their front line, instead of getting $10 like they were getting today, with the 2%, they'll be getting $50 to $100 on that first level volume. So this is a really exciting shift. It's kind of a unique opportunity that doTERRA had because of the way that our Unilevel is. And I'm really excited about the better use of this 2% to really help our leaders to see more benefit. So let's talk a little bit more about it. The metric that doTERRA is going to use is called team growth volume. So this will be the minimum growth requirement metric. And what team growth volume is it's all the volume in the current month that comes from people that your team has enrolled or reactivated in the past 12 months. So basically, doTERRA is going to look back at the past 12 months of enrollment activity or reactivation activity in your team and say how many of those people that enrolled or reactivated in the last 12 months are still ordering today or ordering this month. And the total number that place an order in February will be your team growth volume in February. Now, the second place where you'll see volume moving is also in Unilevel. Now, currently in the compensation plan today, in the policy manual, it states that to get paid on your 6th and 7th levels of Unilevel, you need to enroll one person per quarter with 100 PV. Now, lots of people don't even know that is in the policy manual because we've never enforced it. The founders wrote it in the policy manual a long time ago, and it's always been there, but it's never been something doTERRA enforced. So as doTERRA looked at, well, is this the time to enforce this policy? doTERRA looked at it and realized this policy isn't really doing what they would want it to do. It's most people that I've heard that people haven't heard of this before. But it's there, but doTERRA has never enforced it. So what doTERRA is doing is they're going to take that out of the policy manual, that old policy as it's written, and they're going to create a new one. And this new one is going to be much better because of the way that it will be able to help doTERRA to be more efficient in how they pay Unilevel. So this is how it will work. First of all, once you are platinum and above, there will be no restriction on Unilevel. So it's just going to be platinums and above. You never have to worry about any sort of performance requirement to get your full uni level. So that makes platinum a very important rank for everyone to get to. It should be your goal rank. If there's a rank where you want to retire in the future, make sure that you're at platinum and above. It is kind of what doTERRA is looking at. Now for elite through gold ranks, doTERRA is going to implement a minimum growth requirement to get paid the two deepest levels of Unilevel. Why are they doing this? This is to address blessed accounts. So webinars are a little hard for me because I love to have the interaction from everybody. But for the blessed accounts, how many of you have heard that term? Have people heard the term blessed accounts? Okay, some people may have heard the term stacked accounts, or even some people say squatters, but basically, a blessed account, as Emily Wright termed it, is somebody who is lucky. So, for example, if you have four wellness advocates on top of each other, and then an elite pops up underneath them, it automatically makes those other four wellness advocates elites. And they may have never enrolled anyone in their life, but they just kind of got lucky because an elite popped up underneath them. So all four of those people became elites just because the volume is now there. So now doTERRA is paying all of those people 5 levels of Unilevel. And that is not the most efficient way to pay out the Unilevel. doTERRA wants to make sure that when they are paying Unilevel out, they are paying it to people that have either done something in the past to build the business or are still doing something to build the business. So with this policy change, doTERRA are going to be addressing blessed accounts. So let's talk a little bit more about it. The metric that doTERRA is going to use is called team growth volume. So this will be the minimum growth requirement metric. And what team growth volume is it's all the volume in the current month that comes from people that your team has enrolled or reactivated in the past 12 months. So basically, doTERRA is going to look back at the past 12 months of enrollment activity or reactivation activity in your team and say how many of those people that enrolled or reactivated in the last 12 months are still ordering today or ordering this month. And the total number that place an order in February will be your team growth volume in February. So let me show you what that will look like. So in your back office, this report isn't ready yet, but it will be coming soon. You'll have a team growth volume report, and you'll be able to go in and see a list of all the people that enrolled on your team or reactivated on your team in the last 12 months. And you'll see what level they're on in your team, what month they enrolled or reactivated in. And then you'll also see the total amount that they are ordering. So you can see in October, this person's team growth volume was 725. In December, their team growth volume was 875 because it's the total added up volume in the current month from those people over the past 12 months. Now, just so everyone is clear, this is the most complicated part of all the changes. So doTERRA is leading with it. It's okay if you're feeling a little bit like, what is this? I don't quite get it. You're going to have time to be able to learn it and get used to it in your back office. But I want to tell you a few reasons why we're adding a little bit of that complexity. Looking at a rolling 12 months does add complexity. But the reason we want to do that is because we know that your business ebbs and flows every year. There are periods where you're working harder, you're getting more enrollments, and then there are periods where you're stepping back. And we want to make sure that that continues. That's a huge part of why people do direct sales is for the flexibility. So this metric is looking at the past 12 months to ensure that you get credit for the times you're cranking and the times that you're stepping back. It kind of evens out the whole thing. Does the enrollment order count? The answer is no. So it's volume after the enrollment order or after the reactivation month. So it's all the volume in the current month that comes from people who previously reactivated or previously enrolled. So not if they enroll this month or reactivate this month. Then next month, you get to count any subsequent orders. So this team growth volume metric is getting people focused on building good business habits. And the best way to have a thriving business is to get new customers and get them to order again. That's how you get business flowing. Does loyalty rewards orders? Do those orders count? Is it only loyalty rewards for team growth volume? It's any type of volume. It could be a standard order or a rewards order that will count now. But remember, it's only after enrollment month and reactivation month. This will be something that you'll have this report soon in the back office, and then you can start practicing with it. Another thing to remember, you're not going to be impacted by any of this until doTERRA launch the changes, and they will be launching these updates and these enhancements in end of Q2 June, is what they are really shooting for, to be able to have these. So you have the next 3 or 4 months to really start getting used to the idea, understanding how it all works, seeing these reports as they come out. We want to make sure that you're totally in the know and feeling confident.
Some questions that are coming up: team growth and volume includes personal enrollment or personal reactivations. Don't speak to that.
Yep. So team growth volume does, you said, personal enrollments and personal reactivations. So yes, all of that counts. It doesn't matter who is enrolling and who is reactivating these people. As long as they're being placed within a certain number of levels underneath you, then their volume after the enrollment month counts for you.
So to be clear, so for me and my team, if I enroll some people and I, help them get on LRP, does that count towards my team growth volume?
Yes, 100%. So let's walk through one example like that. So let's say that John, he enrolls Sandra, right? And he places Sandra underneath me in his team. Now, in the month that he enrolls Sandra, her enrollment volume doesn't count toward this metric. But next month, if he helps Sandra get on the loyalty rewards program, then Sandra's order would start counting toward this. So that hopefully that helps to give a little bit more clarity. Okay, now let's go on to the next one here. So team growth volume. This is how it will work for Elite through gold ranks. So if you are Elite, Premier, Silver, or Gold, then you will have this minimum team growth volume that you need to reach in order to get your 2 deepest levels of Unilevel. So Elites, they need 300 on the first 3 levels underneath them. Premiers need 400 on the first 4 levels. Silver's is 500 on the first 5 levels, and Gold's is 600 on the first 6 levels. So why is doTERRA not letting everyone just include everybody on their team? The reason is, if you're an elite over a diamond, the whole point is that you shouldn't be getting credit for all of the work that that diamond is doing. Some of the work, sure, especially when you've enrolled that diamond, but not all of it. So, as an elite, you get to count 3 levels. Premier is 4 levels, silver is 5, and gold is 6. So, as you rank advance, you get to count more activity that's happening within your organization toward this metric. Now, another question that I get quite frequently is, well, I understand how an elite can be a blessed account, but how is a silver a blessed account? Because silvers, they work hard. Like you have to work hard to build out 3 elites and to hit silver. That is not an easy thing to do, and that's true 100%. But I would like to submit to all of you that there's a difference between a regular silver and a blessed silver. If I'm a silver who has 3 elites, then I'm getting like kind of an average silver unilevel check. If I'm a silver who has 2 elites and a diamond, then I'm a silver who's getting a diamond unilevel check, which is massive. So there is such a thing as being a blessed silver or even a blessed gold when you happen to have that kind of massive volume that's underneath you from another leader. So this is primarily addressing blessed accounts. If you're blessed and you have all this extra volume and extra unit level that you're getting paid, that's great. And if you want to keep getting at all the levels, you need to be meeting these minimum team growth requirements. When you don't meet those, then the 2 deepest levels of unilevel will be reallocated to the pools to pay our active builders more. So this is how doTERRA is managing their situation with blessed accounts to be able to still give opportunities for blessed accounts to maximize it if they want, or doTERRA will reallocate those funds to the pools to pay more to our active builders. So that's really what doTERRA is doing here with these blessed accounts. So just for clarity there, dynamic compression is the same as it's always been. doTERRA is not changing how Unilevel pays. It still pays out the same way. The only difference is that if you are not hitting your minimum growth requirement as a premier, for example, you're below 400, then your 2 deepest levels of Unilevel, instead of paying out to you, those funds would go to the pools to pay more to our active builders. But Unilevel is not touched. It still pays out dynamically the same way that it has in the past. Okay, now let's go ahead and talk a little bit more about this team growth volume metric. Like I said, this helps you focus on the activities that are the lifeblood of a business. You're working on recruiting customers and helping them to order again. And as everybody focuses on this from elite to presidential diamond, what we'll see is this will become a rising tide that will lift all the ships that are within doTERRA. So we're looking forward to how team growth volume is going to impact the health of your business personally and the health of doTERRA in general on our trajectory for growth. Okay, so we just made it through the most complicated part. I know that it's not going to be 100% clear right now, but I hope that what you're understanding from this is that doTERRA is working to be more efficient, to pay our active builders, and to address our blessed accounts within doTERRA. We need to address that to make sure that this 48% that is amazing that we pay is paying in the right direction. So, and again, dynamic compression doesn't go away. It is a beautiful thing that is a superpower of doTERRA that will work the same as it has always worked in the past. Okay, now we've gone through where volume's moving. Now we get in the exciting parts. We get to talk about the benefits. Now that doTERRA is shifting these things, how does it make doTERRA's comp plan the best ever that it's been and the innovative plan for the future that leads the market? So, first of all, from this blessed account shift, where is the volume going? So, volume coming from those 2 deepest levels of Unilevel will go into 2 places, the empowerment pool and the diamond performance pool. So we're adding 0.25% of volume to the empowerment pool. We're keeping the requirements the same as they were before. So this is just an immediate pay increase for people that are earning shares in this pool. So as a Premier or a Silver, you can earn up to $200. It used to be 160. And as a Gold, you can get 2 shares, so you can earn up to $400. So this is a nice little bump for our Premier through Gold ranks. And we're excited to be able to offer that now as we address Blessed accounts. The second thing is the Diamond Performance Pool. So the Diamond Performance Pool will be renamed to be the Performance Pool because we'll be adding platinums into this pool. And how we will be able to accommodate platinums in this pool, we'll be adding 0.5% into this pool. So for those of you who may not be clear about how the pools work, we have a fixed percentage that doTERRA pays to each of the pools. And then depending on how many people are in that pool, we divide it by the people in that pool, and they get kind of a profit share within doTERRA. So we're very excited to be adding our platinum leaders into this performance pool. And what that will do for platinums is it is going to address platinum pay, which I know many people on this call are very passionate about. Over the years, as things have shifted, especially as we added more money to the Gold rank, we found that our platinums weren't earning enough. When you go from Gold to Platinum, you have to almost double your volume and you were only making about $400 more. So most people just felt like it wasn't worth it. So they would work, and push up to Diamond, skip Platinum. And if you drop from Diamond, you wouldn't drop to Platinum, you drop to Gold because it's not worth it. So we are so excited to address platinum pay so that now our platinums will be paid an additional $1,000 from what they're earning today. And this is huge for our platinum rank. This will put platinum pay smack dab in the middle between Gold and Diamond pay. So we're very excited because so many of our Silvers and Golds out there feel stuck because getting a fourth leg feels impossible. But if they can work with the 3 legs that they already have and get an income that really feels significant and worth it to them, that will drive them forward. And for all of you on the call, as your Silvers are driving for Platinum because it's worth it to them now, and they don't need a 4th leg to get there, what does that do for you? It lifts the whole company. So we're really excited that addressing Blessed accounts will allow us to fix this platinum pay situation. So we're really, really excited about it. Okay, now let's talk a little bit about this performance pool. So the performance pool where we're adding platinums, we are going to be putting in a performance requirement on the pool, and that performance requirement will determine whether you get full shares in the pool or partial shares in the pool. And that requirement will be based on the same metric that we're using to address Blessed accounts, the team growth volume metric. So you can see for Elite through Gold, the team growth volume metric is important for Unilevel. Platinum and above, their Unilevel is totally uncapped. And so for Platinum and above, their team growth volume number is important to determine full shares in the pool or not. So this is what the performance pool looks like. So you can see here, we're now paying out 1.5%. And we're adding this line here, a growth requirement, and that's the team growth volume number that we just talked about. So as a Diamond, if I'm hitting Diamond, I get 3 shares in this pool. If I'm hitting Diamond and I'm above this growth requirement for my team, then I get 4 shares in the pool. Now, this is a really, really helpful thing because not only does it allow us to pay platinums more being in this pool, but it helps to strengthen the pool value. So that we can say to get max shares in the pool, you need to be contributing a minimum amount of growth into the pool, and that helps to stabilize the pool values from month to month and also just over the long term. So that when you're in these pools, you can count on the amount that you're getting from those pools. We don't want it to be that if you have a ton of extra people in the pool, the share value is very low. And so yes, anybody who's hitting rank can be in the pool, but they'll get a lower number of shares. If you want the full shares, you need to hit rank and be above the performance threshold. Now, for a platinum, you're winning either way because platinums weren't in this pool before. So if you're a platinum who's below it, you're still getting an additional about $330. If you are platinum above the threshold, then you're getting the full 3 shares, which is the $1,000 that we just talked about. And globally, 95% of platinums and above are already over these thresholds. Without even knowing about the metric or working toward the metric, 95% of our platinums and above are over this. So I don't want you all to be worried about this. After the call today, your account managers will be contacting you and giving you more information, and we'll talk more about that in a minute. But just know that for this number, it's something that a lot of people are already over it. And if you're not, don't worry because we have a strong path to get you over it with the Power of 3 boost, and we'll talk about that in a minute. Okay, a couple other important notes on this pool. The platinum growth requirement will go into effect immediately when we launch, and that's because platinums win either way, right? If they're below it or if they're above it, they're winning. And so this will be something that will go live when we launch, hopefully in June. Now, the next is for diamonds and above, though. This is a new metric. Diamonds and blues and presidentials were already in this pool before, and so we want to give any diamonds and above who are below the metric, we want to give them all the way until next January to make sure their team is above this metric so that they can be getting full shares in the pool. So the growth requirement won't go into effect on diamonds and above until January 2026, even after we launch. Okay, now again, we'll have more in-depth trainings on the pools and Unilevel and all of that you'll have the opportunity to join later this week and next week. But as an overview, let's continue. Okay, so we just went through doTERRA implementing team growth volume, and that team growth volume metric really helps us address blessed accounts, pay more in the pools, and fix platinum pay. A few things that needed to happen across the board, and we're so excited for what it will do for the growth of doTERRA. Now, this next part, though, this is the part that is going to be the biggest business driver for you. As you're sharing the business opportunity with other people and as you're maximizing it yourself, Power of 3 simplified. So Power of 3 is an important bonus in doTERRA. And Power of 3 is critical because it helps people to focus on structure even before they know that they need to. It teaches people the importance of retention and keeping the customers that you already have to have a business that continues flowing from month to month. Over the years, we have found that bridge that is Power of 3 from fast start to Unilevel in the pools maybe wasn't as strong as it used to be because of inflation and other things. And we wanted to address that. And also, Power of 3 had some pain points. We have a lot of leaders who feel like at the end of every month with their Power of 3, they're just playing whack-a-mole. Volume is short here and there and there and there. And it's a stressful experience for someone to finish up their Power of 3 every single month. And we didn't want that for you. We want to make this something that people feel like is actually attainable and something that you build it and then it keeps coming back to you every month without too much crazy hassle. So we're making some important shifts to Power of 3 to change the whole culture around it. To help take away some of those MLM negative stigmas that might exist around the Power of 3 and make it a bonus that really lifts people. So 3 barriers that we're eliminating. First, you no longer need a specific customer to order a specific amount in a specific place. Second, you no longer need other people to earn in order for you to earn. And third, your wellness consults can now just be focused on what the customer needs instead of trying to get them to a specific dollar amount. So this is huge, and what it will do just for the culture as you're holding classes, as you're teaching people. And I know all of you on this call, yes, you want to make money, but you just want to share these benefits with people. You want to help impact people's lives. And this is what we want to do with Power 3 is shift it from being a people-based bonus to a volume-based bonus. Because people, it's hard to control what happens in people's lives, and you shouldn't try. But volume, you can control that. So let's go ahead and talk about what volume-based Power of 3 looks like. Volume-based Power of 3, you need 2 things. First, you still need your own order of 100 PV on the rewards program. Second, you need 500 in rewards orders on your front line. Okay, so that first front line, we're calling that your pod. So that Power of 3 pod needs to have 500 in rewards volume. We don't care if that's one customer ordering 500 or 10 customers ordering 50. It doesn't matter. As long as the total volume comes to 500, you're good. So, this will create a lot more flexibility in how people are able to manage their power of three and not having to rely on specific customers ordering a specific amount. Now, this little note here is important. 100 of the 500 must be personally enrolled. So, the reason we're saying that if someone else built your 50 power of 3 for you, then you're not going to continue earning $50. You have to have had some skin in the game, so a little bit of it needs to be coming from you. And as that happens, then you will continue to earn your $50. Now, I'll talk a little bit more about this in a minute and how you will be empowered as the leader to kind of decide what that will look like. But it is a very important thing to be teaching proper behavior. So example, you have your order of 100 PV LRP, and then underneath you, you have your pod or the people that are ordering. Now, this example shows 4 people, which is really clean. 4 people ordering 125. They all get the profit of the month. It's 500. It's clean. It doesn't have to be 4. Like I said, it could be 1 person or 10 people. It doesn't matter. Now, you'll notice it's still 600 total, but there are a few shifts. One is you can only contribute up to 100 toward the 600, right? Because your order is not part of this pod. So your order doesn't contribute more than 100 toward it. You need 500 that's coming from customers. Now, the main reason for that is if we included your order there, then you could just order 600 yourself and get paid $50. And that defeats the whole purpose of the power of 3 bonus and duplication. So that's why your order is not part of the 500 pod. So still 600 total, okay? Next, to earn the second level, the 250, if you have 3 people on your front line earning 50, then you will get 250. It's that same duplication that we've taught in the past. So you go out there, help 3 people to do the same thing, and your bonus goes up. It's duplication. It's retention. That's what power of 3 is about. Now, the important change here is, let's say this woman here. Let's call her Linda. So Linda, let's say she doesn't order 100 PV. She orders 75. So if she doesn't order 100, she will not earn her $50. But if this 500 pod is still here, I will still get my 250. So I don't need her to earn her 50 in order for me to earn my 250. It's true that the best way to duplicate is to teach that. Help 3 people earn 50. You get your 250, and that's still true. But in this new volume-based model, you can never be held hostage by someone else's actions. So if she chooses not to place her full order, it impacts her, not you. So now you can go to Linda and say, hey, Linda, the Terra made some changes to the compensation plan, and your order is at 75. It needs to be at 100 to get your 50. And she says, well, I know you need me, so go ahead and top it up if you want, potentially. And you can say, well, actually, they changed it so that I don't need you to earn for me to earn. I'm just telling you because I don't want you to miss out on your 50. I'm being helpful to you. So you can have that conversation with her, right? Now, hopefully that helps to empower you as the leader to be able to have the conversation that needs to happen with different people. We understand there's different people. Like in the scenario I just described, maybe Linda has been a little bit of a pain to work with, but there's also scenarios where Linda's amazing. Like maybe Linda is an amazing customer and she's been awesome. She comes to all the classes. She's just never really been into building. And maybe she even introduced you to all these people. But you enrolled them because she didn't want to. So they're her friends and family that you put under here and she's earning $50? If that's the case, you may still want her to earn it because she really deserves to still earn that. And she might not be because she doesn't have 100 that's personally enrolled. So now it's up to you to say, okay, so is this a scenario where, for Linda, I say, you know what? I'm just going to change a couple enrollments to her so that she keeps qualifying because really they're her people anyway that she introduced me to. Or It's a scenario where you want to give Linda a little push and say, hey, go out and share. Go get a couple of enrollments if you want to keep getting your 50. You'll know best as the leader what is the best way to work through it. But we want to empower you to make that decision. Okay, so that's the second level power of 3. Hopefully, you're all starting to catch the vision for how this is going to change your lives when it comes to power of 3. Okay, finally, let's look at the third level. So, third level, you can see here one of the biggest things that you'll notice right away is that it says 1250 instead of 1500. So, this bonus is coming down from 1500 to 1250 for the third level. And there are a couple reasons for that. One is power of 3 just got a lot more flexible. In today's world, with power of 3, you have about I think it's like 32. It's over 30 people that need to order 100 PV exactly. And on top of that, you have 13 pods that need to have 600 exactly. So you are monitoring about 50 pods of volume every month to make sure they're all over a certain amount to get $1,500. And as we surveyed people, we found that most people are topping up between 200 and 500 a month to get that 1,500. And we know that topping up is technically not allowed with power of 3. But what this will do is it will make it so that people are netting the same with a lot less hassle. So that's one thing. But the real reason now, instead of monitoring 50 pods, you're doing 13. So you need 13 pods at 500 to get your top level of power of 3. Now, the primary reason, though, why this is going to 1250 is this. So, over the years, many other companies have copied our power of 3 because it's amazing. So, you can see here, Company A, they copy power of 3, but they pay 800 at the third level. Company B pays 1125 at the third level, and Company C did pay 1500 at the third level, but they had to discontinue their 1500 because they couldn't afford it. Now, as doTERRA has grown over these past 16 years, and especially internationally, we have found that 1,500 is not a sustainable amount for this bonus, for a bonus that is a retention bonus. It's not a sustainable amount. So doTERRA will be moving to 1,250, which is a sustainable amount for a retention bonus internationally. Now, we know that that's a significant shift, especially for our silvers and golds, where that 1,500 is so much of their income. So we are through the power of 3 boost, creating a path back to 1,500 and even beyond that to 1,750. So we're going to talk about that next, but finally just wrapping up power of 3 volume based. To earn the 50, you need 1 pod of 500. The 250 needs 4 pods of 500, and the 1250 needs 13 pods of 500. Okay, now let's jump right into the boost. So for the power of 3 boost, this is incredible. This is an opportunity for people earning the first level power of 3 to double it and get $100, and people earning the second level of power of 3 to double it and get $500. So this is extremely significant to our lower ranked leaders, our elites out there, our executives out there. As an elite today, if you're earning your 250 bonus as an elite, then you're probably getting about $350 from doTERRA every month. Now, after this change, when you boost, now you're going to be getting 600, so you'll be getting about $600. You're going to be getting close to doubling your income as an elite, and that is significant. So I'm so excited about what this does for our elites because now we have an elite generating factory and elites build all the ranks up the tree. So this boost is going to be incredible to be able to help you to bring people into doTERRA. Now, this is how you do it. This is how you get the boost. First, you're earning your $50 power of 3. And in the same month, you have 400 in personal growth volume. And we'll talk about that in a minute, what that is. Then you earn a total of $100. If you're earning your 250 and you have 800 in personal growth volume in the current month, then you earn a total of $500. So, what is personal growth volume? Personal growth volume is all of the rewards volume in the current month that comes from people that you have personally enrolled over the past 12 months. So, you can see it's very similar to team growth volume. The difference is team growth volume that we talked about before is more open. It's more general. All types of orders count. Personal growth volume is more strict because we're paying you extra bonuses based on this number. It's a little more targeted. It has to be LRP, or rewards volume, and it needs to come from new enrollments. So reactivations don't count toward this. This is people that you have personally enrolled in the past 12 months who are on LRP today. Okay? So in this example, you can see that I enrolled Scott and I enrolled Jane all in the past 12 months. And then what they are ordering in the current month, their total LRP or rewards orders, is this personal growth volume total. And that's how I boost my power of 3. So in your back office, this report is actually already available. And we are going to talk a little bit more about that. But you'll be able to go in and see the list of all the people that you've personally enrolled, when they enrolled, and how much they're ordering on LRP. So, you know which people to go talk to. Maybe people that you enrolled, but they didn't get on LIP. Go back to those people. They're a great person to help contribute to this metric to boost your power of 3.
Now, here's a chart to show you all of the different bonuses you can earn with this boost. So if you are earning the first level power of 3 and you have 400 or more in personal growth volume, then you can get that additional 50, but that's at the first level. That's the most you can get is an additional 50 for a total of 100. At the second level, with 800 in personal growth volume, you could get 250 more. So if I'm earning my 250 and I have 400, then I get an extra 50 for 300 total. If I have 800 or more, I'm getting an extra 250 for 500 total. And at the third level, I have 3 different amounts I could earn. If I have 400 in personal growth volume, I can get an additional 50. Or if I have 800 or more, I can get an additional 250 that gets me back to 1500. Or if I have 1200 in personal growth volume, I actually get an extra 500 bonus for a total of 1750 at that third level. So now, depending on how much personal growth volume you have in a month, you can get an additional boost bonus of $50, $250, or $500. Well, what's the difference between this and the boost promo that we're doing right now in North America? So the boost promo in North America is to prepare everybody for these things we're telling you about. So this that I'm sharing right now, this chart is the permanent one that will come when we launch all the changes. This is going to be a forever boost for doTERRA, and it's going to be incredible as a way to duplicate. But to prepare everyone, get their minds ready, we're doing a promo in February and March that is the same thing here, except it doesn't have this 500. So for the promo, you can't earn the additional 500. The max you can earn is 250 for the promo. So and also, the promo is based on the current power of 3 today. So you're earning power of 3 under the current rules, and you have personal growth volume you can boost. All of this that you see here will be based on the new volume-based power of 3 that will roll out with the updates in the future. But for the promo this month, it's your current power of 3. If you're currently earning the 50 or the 250 or the 1500, you can get a boost when you have personal growth volume.
Okay, so what does this do for the message? What this does for the message is now you can go to somebody who's a customer who loves doTERRA and say, with doTERRA, you can earn $500 sharing products you love. This is how you do it. First, any products that you sell to a new person, you get 20% back. That's fast start. Second, if you have 500 in rewards volume directly underneath you, you'll get $100. And as you help 3 people do the same, you can get $500. It's so easy to say. And the beautiful thing for a new person is that you don't have to teach them about personal growth volume and those other pieces because all of their volume's new. So they'll automatically be boosting because the personal growth volume number is looking at your activity from the past 12 months. So if I'm new from the last 12 months and I hit the 50, I'm not going to get 50. I'm going to get 100 automatically. If I hit the 250 in my first year, I'm automatically getting 500. So this creates a real strong path to $500 a month within the first 6 months or so of building doTERRA. And this is incredible. The last piece in the training is rank compression. This is very exciting in general, as doTERRA looks and says, how can we provide more options for our leaders who may feel stuck? So what we're going to do is we're changing policy around rank to say you no longer need personal enrollment of your qualifiers to hit platinum and above ranks. So what this means is you can look down in one of your legs and find someone who maybe you don't have enrollment of today and work with them to hit silver. As soon as they hit silver, even though they're not your personal enrolled, they can help you qualify as a platinum. So let me show you an example of what this looks like. So Jessica here, she has 3 people, Henry and Sarah and Molly, and those are her personal enrolled. So silver, silver premier, she's hitting gold. After this change with rank compression, now she has access to Ellie, who's the silver underneath. And the great thing is she'll now hit platinum. Silver, silver, silver with Henry, Sarah, and Ellie. But Molly still gets to use Ellie as her qualifier. So Jessica and Molly are using Ellie to qualify for their rank. Multiple people can qualify off of the same person after this change. This makes it so that you work with whoever has the most potential underneath you. We want to free you from feeling stuck. If someone disengages in a key position for whatever reason, we want to make sure you still have other options to move forward. And we want to prevent rank-related friction in the future that sometimes comes from negotiating with about enrollments for qualification. So rank compression will be huge in helping our silvers and our golds to go platinum. Now they have more options. And it also helps our current platinums, diamonds, and above to say, hey, if I've been propping up somebody who maybe I'm tired of propping up, I can go work with someone else underneath them to be my new qualifier who wants to work. Okay, now in closing is the main benefits now from these changes. First is doTERRA has created a strong pathway to $500 that will create so much duplication across doTERRA, and a great way for us to be able to appeal to so many new people. Second is doTERRA is driving unilevel growth across the company with team growth volume and personal growth volume. As everyone focuses on these metrics, it will lift your business, lift your unilevel pay, and lift the company as a whole. doTERRA is simplifying and removing barriers, specifically with Power 3 and with rank compression. doTERRA is increasing platinum incentives. Platinums are getting paid significantly more. Platinum is the rank where there are no restrictions on your unilevel, and platinum is the rank you can use rank compression to hit. Platinum is a new, very exciting rank in doTERRA after these updates. And finally, doTERRA is innovating for the future. We know in this economy, in this gig economy, people want options. They don't necessarily want to replace their income, but they want to have more options for side income. And doTERRA can be that for the masses in a huge way. So all of these changes together, what it does is it creates a new and appealing path forward for people who are looking for doTERRA, even though they don't know that that's what they need in their life. So I hope that you see this vision. We know that this is going to create the momentum with all of you to take doTERRA into the future in a huge way. And doTERRA is grateful for all of the things that you bring to the table. Now, again, we are going to have many more opportunities for you to learn. I know that was a little bit of a fire hose of all the details, and some of you are, I don't understand it all. Doesn't all make sense. That's okay. Give yourself the space to take the time to understand it. and we are going to give you that time as well.